Namaste, my dear friends. How was that solar eclipse for you? I watched it. It was mesmerizing and profound. So I really felt like I needed to do a reading today based upon the energies that shifted with this full solar eclipse and the new moon, second new moon in Aries. It was incredible. The energy was extraordinary. I can't say I slept well last night. I never sleep well during new moons, but it was something to behold. So I am going to do a reading today about the energy that has shifted with this new moon total solar eclipse in Aries. So let's get started. I did pre-shuffle. I saw the one card in the Rumi deck. I saw the right action card, and then I saw the Chariot. So this is moving forward in your divine energy. Another message that I got when I was meditating was your actions, when they are in alignment with your divine purpose, feel positive and you manifest those miracles. So make sure that when you are taking action that the energy feels like you are in alignment, because that's how you're going to know. Al-Uza, Star of Venus. Okay, we have, it's a 26 card, which is an 8, which is a divine number for me. But it feels like, check your Venus placement. My Venus is in Cancer, so that might be something emotional for me, but check your Venus placement. I'm just going to read your guidance then is to trust your path, trust your evolution, even in the face of those around you reacting to it, possibly in fear or discomfort. Trust in the paths of others too, for in truth there is one path and we are all on it. You do not have to convince anyone of anything. That is not your job. Your job is to embrace wisdom, embrace your freedom and empowerment to grow spiritually and live your life accordingly. That feels like definitely a profound message from Rumi. That's the Rumi Oracle. This is the card, very divine, feminine, Venus energy. Again, check your Venus placement. This is about, and look, twin flames. Trust your twin flame journey. Trust your path. Trust your intuition. Trust your guidance. And trust the path of your divine counterpart as well. All right, let's pull from the Lover's Oracle and see what comes through besides the twin flame energy. Really feels profound. I feel like this solar eclipse was a significant event for twin flame energy. It was, to me, an energy of closing karmic cycles. Not for us because we've done that, I feel, but it feels like for maybe the divine counterpart, it's closing any kind of karmic past so that we can move forward. All right. Sexual union. We've seen this card multiple times recently. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul. There you will find true bliss. So maybe not focus so much on the physical connection in the 3D, but be in alignment with the one eternal soul. Realize that your counterpart is another incarnation of your soul, and they are learning lessons and ascending through a different set of experiences. So trust that. Trust that whatever is transpiring is both based upon your free will, but also a divine purpose. We have two more. Wait, don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. So this is kind of like we have that Chariot energy, but we also have, if things aren't manifesting in the 3D for you with your divine connection. Wait. Don't force it. Don't push your energy toward it. It's not the time. It's not the right time for things to come together. There's still lessons that need to be learned in separation. Give thanks for the blessings of love soon to come your way. Know that you deserve to be and have all that your heart truly desires. We have seen these 3 cards come up in the readings quite frequently, both in the twin flame readings and the individual readings that I do. Let's pull from, I'm going to pull from the Divine Feminine Oracle. I did do a pre-shuffle, so hopefully, okay, we have 2. Parvati, the goddess of devotion. I am love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. Remember, we are giving thanks for those blessings of love, and we are committing our love to ourselves first, and then to our journey. And then we have Teresa of Avila, Our Lady of the Interior Life. I trust the answers I find within me. I know that the presence of love is real. So this is something that you feel, and it may not be manifesting on the outside in the 3D world, but you know it. Trust that. Let's pull some tarot for the Divine Feminine. This is the totally zenned out journey. Trust the process, trust the journey, trust the divine plan, trust your counterpart. Not in the fact of their bad behavior or that, if they come back, although Mercury is in retrograde, I don't expect communication, but trust the knowing. Trust your knowing that you are 2 incarnations of the same soul having different experiences to facilitate the ascension of both of you. 10 of Wands. It feels like some heavy energy. This feels like maybe possibly the closure of some of the actions that have transpired that were not facilitating the connection. But it feels like also that the Divine Feminine is feeling the energy of wanting to let go of the disappointment. I'm feeling a very heavy sense of this disappointment because we're focused on possibly the physical embrace, the physical intimacy that we long for as twin flames with our twin. But yet we're not trusting the love energy. So it feels like there's a dichotomy of the longing for the intimacy and being disappointed that it's not manifesting, but yet not trusting the greater power of the love in the connection. 8 of Cups. This is a journey, and it can be emotionally turbulent. It can be emotionally draining when you're focused on what's not happening instead of just the basic premise of twin flames, that your twin is here to learn lessons. You're here to learn lessons, to grow, evolve, to become more spiritually sovereign. Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the 5 of Cups. Yeah. So the energy here for the Divine Feminine that I'm getting is, instead of focusing on the big picture of the purpose of the twin flames, it feels like it's become a burden because things haven't manifested the way you want. But it might be that you're focusing more on the practical 3D relationship instead of the spiritual. That's why we have this 10 of Wands with the spiritual and this Ace of Pentacles. It's like you regret things haven't worked out instead of embracing that as a blessing. Okay, let's pull for the Divine Masculine and we'll keep getting messages here for you. I just want you to really be able to utilize this solar eclipse energy, new moon in Aries, and the second new moon in Aries, this Aries season. It feels like the sun in Aries has kind of pushed us to try and make things happen instead of stepping back and saying, you know, they need to be on their journey. They, being the divine counterpart, needs to experience some things in separation because that's the way they learn. We have the Judgment card, and to me that is the closing of the karmic cycle, just like we said. Yeah, Five of Swords. There has been a history of self-sabotaging both themselves, the divine masculine, and the connection, because there was a fear. There was some fear-based energy there. Fear of losing, you know, stability. The fear of not understanding the powerful feelings, the attraction, the magnetism, the intensity. Queen of Wands. The sexual attraction. There is always this desire for that closeness, that intimacy, because you don't have that same level of intimacy with any other human being. And so there's always this craving, it's a soul craving to be in that physical, intimate space with them. And the Star card. They have two major arcana. The Divine Feminine has no major arcana in their pull. I feel like a fear was embracing their feminine side, their emotions. There's a compulsion. They're fighting they feel this compulsion to be close to the divine feminine, but yet they've intentionally or unintentionally sabotaged it because they're afraid of it. They don't understand it. I feel like with the Judgment card and the Star card here, you have the divine feminine was so emotional. Maybe very tapped into her Venus energy, that very sensual, loving energy. And they were afraid of that. They weren't ready for that kind of love. It didn't make sense to them. It created a deep sense of insecurity, a deep sense of not being worthy. Yeah, Two of Swords. So they blocked it. They just literally tried to just block it off. And it was almost done maliciously. It's like they got away with something at first. They felt like they got away with something. And then they realized that they only hurt themselves. Bottom of the deck, there's that Chariot card. It feels like that now that they've evolved beyond that level. Let's pull a Divine Abundance card. See this card? This is the Weight card. And see those two shadowy figures? And, you know, they're in this intimacy, but it almost feels toxic. Like this intimacy was toxic. But here, I mean, this is definitely two cards of intimacy between the divine twins. And that was the focal point for the divine masculine, the sexual intimacy, the connection, the intensity of the sexual connection. But the divine feminine was looking at the love aspect, you know, the deep, profound love that she felt for the divine masculine. And that was what derailed the whole thing as far as creating that separation, because the divine feminine felt like, he doesn't love me the same way I love him. He doesn't understand the spiritual intensity of this journey, the purpose of it. He just wants that physical connection, that, expressing love through sex instead of the profound intimacy of the connection. Divine Abundance. This is the Divine Abundance card deck. You were born to align with love's will, follow the Tao, and serve something beyond the ego. Learn to be abundant and not chase it. So it feels like the Divine Feminine was trying to, and I don't want to use the word spiritually manipulate the connection to use the Divine Masculine sexual desire as a way of creating the connection. That's just what I'm getting. Instead of having the connection be of service, it became a kind of a selfish, I want to be able to express this love, this spiritual love. And if sex is the only way I can do it, okay. And there's some regret in that. There's some, now I understand that may not have been sustainable for a spiritual union. Guidance. Okay, so this is on the Divine Masculine side. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. There's a guidance aspect here that now that this the karmic cycle has closed, it's almost like now they're seeking, like, I don't know what to do. I feel so lost. I have suffered loss. And so now I want to turn over my, not the free will, but the decision-making, the actions to a higher power. Possibly, seeking divine guidance to help them get through this because they feel like they fucked up. They feel like they fucked up. They've made a mess of things. They self-sabotaged based upon their spiritual alignment. They don't feel like they're in alignment. They don't feel spiritually aligned, and it's causing this discord. We've seen that in the readings. Here we have the King of Swords for the Divine Feminine. She is now clear on, and look at the kind of the halo around the head, the enlightened thinking, the enlightened decision making, the clarity, the epiphany of, I craved the intimacy. I wanted to express this love so much that I allowed the sex to become the connection. Four of Pentacles. And it flew over on the side. Remember, I said there was a lot of fear. There was fear of the intensity, fear of the connection. The Divine Feminine picked up on that fear. She was afraid of losing the Divine Masculine if she didn't keep the sexual intimacy part the focal point. Then we have the Six of Pentacles. Now she realizes this clarity, this epiphany is that was not in balance. That's not what this connection is about. And so she's in we're each going to have to give something. Now, Pentacles can be practical, so there needs to be some work done on the Divine Masculine side because the Divine Feminine knows her worth now. She knows that she's worth more than just a sexual commitment. There needs to be a spiritual commitment. Eight of Swords. We have two eights here. We have an 8 here. And the way I like this Eight of Swords is look how aligned that is. The way out of feeling the discord is alignment. Aligning your thoughts with the divine purpose. Bottom of the deck, the Lovers. When you're in alignment, you're in this flow, and that flow is magnetic. You are living your best life through the best version of yourself. Your decisions are in alignment. They're based upon love, not need. I just get this sense that the Divine Feminine had this need to be in this connection, even if it was just physical. If the Divine Masculine didn't have to invest anything, she was okay with that, but now she knows better. I'm going to pull this Chariot card. Ooh, look, there's that toxicity. Remember, I said it was toxic? Devil card. A lot of major arcanas on the Divine Masculine side. So this solar eclipse brought some powerful karmic closure, probably some confusion, looking for some sort of guidance, because they're like, where do I go from here? You know, I don't want to go through this again. I want to live my life in alignment, and they're trying to find out how to do that. There's 5 of Cups on both sides. There's regret on both sides. The Divine Feminine regrets that she allowed herself to be captivated by the sexual intimacy, to substitute that for authentic spiritual love. And the Divine Masculine regrets that he was not acting, he was acting out of ego, and he wasn't acting out of the true spiritual soul self that he now is starting to have to really face. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. 2 5s here. Okay, so there's changes with this. Now we've got 3 5s. We have the 5 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups. We do not have the 5 of Wands. So it feels as though maybe the conflict within himself is over, and he's just surrendering now to this journey, despite the fact that he's been afraid of it. He's been afraid of the intensity. 3 of Cups. Union card for me. It's like he feels good now that he's saying, I'm not fighting this. He's not fighting the karmic closure. He's accepting it. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Swords. Moving on in peace. Like, okay, everything happened. I didn't know. I wasn't aware. I wasn't awake. But he's not willing to settle for just the sexual liaison anymore. I just get a very powerful energy that for this set of twins, the divine spiritual love was not the focus. It became a very sexually charged craving for both twins. The Divine Feminine thought, well, as long as he's desiring me, then, you know, I can keep the connection going. I don't have to go through the separation. Where the Divine Masculine was just like using the sex, the intimacy, the sexual intimacy as an ego manipulation. Okay. All right, I'm going to say this. It was like ego masturbation. That's the word I heard. Sorry. Romance. Now it feels like there's, saying, look at this card, how she's, the Divine Feminine here is just this, there's this passion, this passionate soul presence. And he's so attracted to that, even though there's a fearfulness. Let's pull for the Divine Feminine. I think she felt like the sex was her effort to heal him with that star card. Feels like definitely this solar eclipse is changing their perception of the connection. And they're kind of like, you know, I really thought it was about sex, but now it seems so much deeper than that. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you shared with those you love. That's for the Divine Feminine. They said one for the connection. I'm pulling the top one. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there's always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. This feels like it's for the connection that everything happened up until this point as it was meant to, for a divine purpose, so that the divine masculine really had to face the ego masturbation he's been through, not just with you as the divine counterpart, but with all of his relationships. Was all about ego, was all about the presentation. I'm going to pull another from the Divine Abundance, and then I'm going to pull some Sacred Self-Care. Here's Individuality. This is a turning point. As I was watching the eclipse, I was watching it on a live stream. I kept feeling a huge twin flame turnaround. And remember, I don't ever ask you to hinge anything in my readings on some hopefulness that your divine counterpart's going to come rushing back. I'm just saying for their soul growth, it feels like a turning point. It feels like that karmic closure left them in this state of not knowing where else to turn. So they asked for guidance. They asked for, what do I do now? I'm just tell me what to do. Tell me how to move forward. With that Chariot card, they're seeing the mistakes in the past, and they're realizing they were not in alignment. They were in ego, and they realize now how this has sabotaged them their whole life. Individuality comes up again. Every person has their own personalized study plan in this Earth School. This was part of his plan. This is what the agreement was. There were a lot of birds on this divine source. Yeah, they're looking for divine wisdom to help get them through this, to enter this next phase. They are now relying on the divine guidance. They may be hearing messages. They may be having really intense, powerful dreams. But they realize that they are a sovereign soul, and that making their choices needs to be part of what their soul is guiding them to do instead of their ego. There's something about the birds and the butterflies here. There's birds and butterflies. It feels like the birds are... feels like the birds are the divine masculine energy and the butterflies are the divine feminine energy. And the birds are very colorful. You know, the male birds are always more colorful in order to attract a female. None of them are flying, but they're all very colorful. That's the ego. Whereas the divine feminine, she's just in her... she's not about ego. Look, the butterflies, there are no color there. They're... yeah. Okay. I'm going to pull some more. I want to know some more about this card. I feel like this individuality is about each counterpart walking their sacred path, the world. There's the karmic closure. I'm hearing the Divine Feminine is living her sacred self and has a deeper understanding and the clarity of, number one, her self-worth in the physical, but also the fact that this is a spiritual journey. This is about being at the earth school and learning and ascending and becoming the best version of herself and living her life from that energy. Six of Swords on her side too. She may be moving on from this connection, realizing that I've learned what I need from the twin flame connection. Being grateful for those lessons so that she can live her best life here. Seven of Cups. Making choices that are enlightened. Look at the cup in the center has the eye, the third eye. Living an enlightened life now because the twin connection awakened her and forced her to heal, to bring forth all of that toxic energy and release, so that she's living in the 5D. There's that that's Six of Cups. Thought it was the Four of Cups, but it's the Six of Cups. And look at the Six of Cups here. They're each pouring into each other's cups. There's a balance there. It feels like the Divine Feminine is now using the connection solely for ascension, living her path, seeking her divine destiny and her purpose. Bottom of the deck, Five of Swords. Feels like there's a temptation, maybe, to go back into, maybe out of desperation, like, well, if he comes back, for a hookup, then that could be an open door, an opportunity. But I think she knows better now, because she's got that tip of the sword, that truth. And you can see she's got nail polish on, so it feels like she's not going to allow herself to sabotage herself anymore by just giving herself to the divine masculine, for sexual purposes. I think there's the Ace of Swords I just saw. I feel like there is, see, he got the Eight of Swords too, divine masculine. But look at the difference between the Eight of Swords here. They're all tied up, blinded by so many different thoughts, feeling trapped because they just didn't see clearly. But look at the alignment of the Divine Feminine's Eight of Swords. There's no being trapped here. Hangman. Now, not in the Eight of Swords anymore because they're seeing things from a different perspective. They're tired of being trapped in the old cycle. Yeah, see, there's the toxic cycle again. They're tired of the toxicity. They're tired of the narcissistic behavior that they've dealt with. They're tired of the ego-centered, it just keeps coming back, the egoic masturbation. They're tired of it. They want out. They know that they're going to carry with them regrets, but they don't want to be in this energy anymore. They know there's something more. And it feels like the fear of the intimacy, that intensity of the intimacy with the Divine Feminine, it feels like they're really ready to confront that. Bottom of the deck, Page of Cups, yeah. All right, Divine Feminines, I am going to pull some sacred self-care to help support you through this really profound eclipse energy. Remember, this is a general read. If it does not resonate with you, it's not your message. It may not be where you are on the path right now, but it is definitely a clear message for some set of twins, that are going through this eclipse energy. I'm flabbergasted. Deep breathing. Doing breath work is so important to not only your spiritual openness, but it also has some deep chemical positive reactions in your body. Remember to breathe deeply. Breathe in the divine white light and connect with your guides in your breath work. Connect with crystals. You may need crystals to connect. That's an 11 card. Okay. Possibly a massage and some meditation. So I'm getting acupressure. Use some acupressure, reflexology on your hands, base of your neck, in your lower back. Like massage some area back there for your root chakra. But if you notice these two cards, look at the spiral. That is what I envision the twin flame journey as. That you are both on that spiral at different points. And at some point you come very close to each other by proximity. And that's when you connect. But then you keep going on the ascension spiral. So deep breathing and meditation are really, really important. That's a reiteration. Okay, twins, that is my reading for you for this full solar eclipse, new moon in Aries, profound energy, karmic cycle closing, different perspective on the masculine side, the feminine side, standing true to her spiritual sovereignty and strength. Hope it helps. Namaste.